Hey folks, it's Friday, May 21st. Been at this a long time, these weekly Friday videos, but I hope they are of some value. Sometimes I kind of wonder whether or not I'm making any difference if I do see that some folks are watching them. Uh, but I kind of enjoy them. So it gives me a chance to think about what's been going on over the past week and really what I want to talk to y'all about. So here goes. The first thing I want to talk about is our herd immunity campaign. We rolled that out several weeks ago, and we kind of layered our work to encourage folks to step out and get the vaccination. The first thing we did was we offered the $100 for full vaccination. That's still in place, by the way. That has not gone away. And I frankly don't think I'm going to let it go away for a while. So that was the first thing we did. And then the second thing is to sweeten the pot, so to speak. We said that, okay, come June, we're going to have a drawing. We're going to have a drawing of everybody that got the vaccination, and there will be 10 $500 gift cards. We'll figure out how we're going to do that, whether it's going to be a cash or Visa gift card. Or anyway, it's going to be cash, one way or the other, whether it's on a debit card or whatever. 10 of them. Nice. So then we sweetened the pot even more, and we kind of got a little site competition going, but we raised the bar on it. We said, okay, the site that first reaches herd immunity, no, that's not true. It's not the site that first reaches, it's any site that reaches herd immunity at 80%, raise the bar, everybody's going to get a free vacation day. Wow. Let me tell you, the thing that seems to have made the most difference is that free vacation day. I wish I had known that earlier. We could have had a lot more time to work on it. Uh, and there's been a lot of activity since that free vacation day was rolled out. We've got lots of places. My own office, the corporate office, has reached herd immunity. Yay, us! And we now get a free vacation day. So my name is in the pot too for that $500. So take that $500 and have a really good day. So, how are we doing? Well, I asked Denise Ellis, who is tracking this diligently day by day, and she said that as of just yesterday, we were at 68% total corporate herd immunity. Let that sink in. There's only 10 more people that we need to hear from around either the vaccination or your documented antibody status. So if you've had COVID and you've got documented antibodies that have showed up in an antibody test, bring those test results because that works too in contributing to herd immunity. So we are so close. There's not much time left, just next week though. The 31st, of course, is a holiday. Thank goodness it's Memorial Day. So we can do this. I am so optimistic. Y'all, I talked about this at our Primary Healthcare Association, and everybody on that, it's all FQHC in the state, and everybody that was on there was just, I mean, they were agog that we had done so good because other organizations haven't had near as much success as we have had. So y'all are doing a magnificent job. Congratulations. And congratulations for those of us who have full vaccination. CDC recently released some guidelines. We've really been able to take a breath and maybe go out to a restaurant, have some friends over, or something like that. So it truly is a good thing. It feels really good to have our vaccinations, and it's going to feel even better if I get that $500 gift card. Uh, Shifting gears now, just earlier, from 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock, y'all may be aware that we do a live Facebook. Daniel Myers and Maurette Calhoun have been doing this for quite a while now. It has quite a good following. There's a lot of success in it. Folks really tune in. Even if you don't participate live, you can always go back and see how it went and make your comments even. But this time, this Facebook Live was around the Inclusion Council. We had participants from the Inclusion Council. Shanika Pygott, as you know, is the chair of that work. And that Inclusion Council, I think I gave y'all an update last time, has been hard at work. They've been doing quite a few things. They've been looking at what various words mean, because words count. And how and what we mean by words really does make a difference. So they've been working on that. If you tune into that Facebook Live, you'll hear about that. You can find access to that either on Maurette Calhoun's Facebook page, even my Facebook page, or of course the Care South Carolina Facebook page. We had some great participation. I hate to start listing people. I know I forget somebody, but Latoya was on, Dr. Brandy Hare, of course. Shanika was on, Tim Brown was on. Um, I knew I'd forget people, but thanks to everybody that was on. The work of this Inclusion Council is so very good, and it's so very important. I'm going to shift gears again, talk about our Sleeves Up campaign. I spoke about that, I think, several weeks ago. This has been the result of work that our vaccine task force has been doing, and we have really wanted to have a focus in areas where the vaccine percentages, or the percentages of the population that haven't had the vaccine yet, have really been highest. And how can we reach those people? How can we make the case for getting the vaccine? So there's been quite a bit of evidence out there, quite a lot of tools that have been developed. And we stole shamelessly some of these tools and some of these methodologies. We've had several different ways that we've done this. We've done videos of trusted messengers like our own providers, trusted messengers like our local pastors, trusted messengers like our local community leaders, sheriffs, county council folks. Those videos have been posted. You've gotten those videos in email from Missy Johnson. Melissa is her email. And I have looked at those. I think I've still got a couple more to look at, and they are so amazing. The commitments are coming from the heart of these folks and why they got the vaccination and why each of us should also step up and get the vaccination. Like I said, those videos are going out on Facebook. They're going out in many different settings. We're giving the folks access to their video. They can share it, however, in their churches, in their communities, with their friends, with their families, however. We're also putting pictures on various flyers. And pretty soon you're going to start seeing billboards out in the community with pictures that are on it, to make this message known. It's having some success. Although we've had a decrease in vaccination, we have seen some really good turnouts for those folks in our non-white communities and getting the vaccination in our rural settings and stepping up for the vaccination. So we're going to be cautiously optimistic and hope that this Sleeves Up campaign really gets some traction and that we get even more folks that'll step up for vaccination. We've known that the vaccination rates have dropped. It has not dropped just for us, but it's dropped all across the state and in really and truly all across the nation. Some things have changed as a result of that. We used to be absolutely crazy about not wasting any vaccine. And that was when vaccine supplies were very short, and the CDC and the FDA were very worried about vaccines being hoarded or wasted and so forth. That's not the case now. There's a lot of vaccine out there, and we aren't nearly as concerned about the waste as we once were. We're going to work real hard to address some of the barriers that have been in place over the last few weeks that have prevented some of our smaller sites from having vaccine available. Um, because they were worried about waste or what have you. One of the big barriers, though, that has remained has been around documentation and the huge amount of reporting that it takes to even give one dose of the vaccine. Tracy Thigpen is working on this. Our Department of Health is working on this to see if we can't make this a more effortless task to allow us to give more vaccines. So be patient with us, please. We are very aware of what the barriers are, and we really are working hard, along with everybody else, to address some of these. Shifting gears again, you may have heard about news about grants that came out. The Biden administration did pass the bill that was presented to them called the American Rescue Act, a massive bill that really is targeted to improving efforts to get this pandemic under control, whether it's by testing, whether it's by treatment, whether it's by vaccination. And grants, particularly to community health centers, have gone out. We indeed are one of those. We're working hard now to kind of finalize this. We haven't been able to finalize it. It's actually not due until May 31st. So we're still working. I don't really want to uh, say any particulars about that because, well, it hasn't been finalized yet. But trust me, as soon as we get some final approach, and by the way, the board meets next Thursday and it has to approve this. So once we get all this done, I will be sharing with y'all and letting y'all know, what our plans are around this Rescue Act funding. We also, from the American Rescue Act, got another grant that can be used for something that we haven't had money for, not just us, but FQHCs across the nation in years and years and years. And that is capital funding for construction. So we're really, really hoping that this will help us. And maybe we can use this funding to do something about a new building that is desperately needed in Latta. Latta has had to suffer with a lot of problems around issues of flooding, sewage backup, mold, and so forth. That building is just not optimal. Granted, it got us through. It allowed us to start up, but now we're hoping to be able to take this opportunity with this capital construction grant and do something in the way as we did in Chesterfield, a new building for Latta. Keep your fingers crossed. I'm hoping that things work out, and I'll keep y'all abreast, and I'll pass on news as it becomes available. In closing, folks, I just want to remind y'all the pandemic is not over. I know that things look really good now. We not only Care South, but the whole state, the whole community is approaching herd immunity, but we're not there yet. We are also very, very concerned about the variants. I know folks may say, what does all this talk about the variants? What does that mean? Well, these are variation of the COVID virus itself that are tweaked a little bit. It's a good thing that our vaccination still has good um, is a good barrier against these variants. But the really bad thing about these variants is they are very, very communicable. They transmit very easily. Uh, so that's very worrisome. And now there is a triple variant. So the message is the pandemic is not over with yet. We are in a very good point right now. Let's enjoy it, but let's not raise our guard. Let's be mindful that we still have to stay safe. We still have to be mindful. We still have to be careful about public places. We may be able to, those of us who are vaccinated, we may be able to enjoy being in settings with friends and families and restaurants with social distancing and everything and not be burdened with a mask. But I can't tell you any more importantly, the pandemic is not over with yet. So, as I leave you, as always, have a good weekend, but stay safe. Be mindful that there are still uh, variants out there, there's still COVID out there, and we want to see you all on Monday. We have a holiday coming up, so let's stay healthy. Y'all take care. Bye bye.